Today we're going to talk about three topics: bringing the production hub online, finally, addressing defense and blueprints related to defense, and solving the power shortages we are facing as our factory expands. Alright, first things first, the production hub. Robots, as you can see, are hard at work building the remaining parts of the hub, which I designed off camera and finalized it to a good degree. And thank you for your comments, by the way. I've received quite a lot of requests for the tutorial on production hub. I'll be sure to make one and also include my blueprint for you guys. As you can see, resources are coming into the production hub using red belts, which are available at this stage of the game, and it's very common practice to start with high production of gears and pass them along the chain. Also, common practice and common sense really is to create high frequency and high usage items first, like belts, inserters, etc. And then we move on to laser turrets, flamethrowers, walls, because of course we need them for defense. There's something interesting you might have noticed is the assembly machines with the red stop sign on top of them. I love this new feature in Factorio 2.0. Previously, when placing a blueprint for a recipe or technology that wasn't yet unlocked, the assembler would stay blank. But now the assembler displays the recipe but makes it unavailable. So you cannot use it unless the technology is unlocked. Once unlocked, it activates immediately, which is fantastic for designing blueprints without needing to replace them later. I'm sure you've put down a blueprint 10 times in a row just to make sure the latest technologies are there. Another tiny detail, I've used red chests or passive providers and robopores so that every time I come back to the production hub, robots can replenish my inventory. But of course, if you don't want that, you can always use steel chests or even iron chests. Finally, it's important to note that this hub is designed to support us through the early to mid game. After that, we can transition into a more sophisticated robot-based setup, right? So if you're not really into it, don't think like you have to overcommit and produce everything using a belt-based hub. Just wait. Produce what you need right now, and then later on when you have bots, it becomes way easier to create anything you want very fast. I've created a few blueprints for defense, and on different planets it's going to be different obviously, but for now I created a few, and this is it. As you can see, this is a bit overkill. So this is the default, but of course it's going to change. So we have what these are called dragon teeth, these jagged walls. They slow down biters. A 2-layered wall here, and then these lasers with 1 tile gap between the laser turret and the wall, because if they're attached to the wall, biters can usually damage them when they get to the wall. I don't know how it works, but it kind of works. And I have a feeling they can only do that when the wall is 1 layer thick, but still, why risk it? And also they can destroy the other layer and get to them anyway. So let's not do that. Plenty of power coverage. This is an overkill, I know, but I wanted something symmetric. So I put a lot of these substations here, and oh boy, we need a lot of these flamethrowers, all connected, of course. And you can see a tiny pump here. What's going on with this? Well, if you drag a few of these blocks, and yes, they are tileable, everything, almost anything I make in my blueprints, I will make them tileable. So when you use it, you can just click and drag and don't have to align everything so carefully and everything. So yeah, 1 pump and the rest of the material. We need a lot of walls, a lot of laser turrets. Now, for the beginning, in the beginning of the game, we also need to go out and come in frequently. So I created this one with the gate right in the middle. So we're going to have a lot of gates all across the wall, especially if we go ahead and close off our base in any way. We want to have access to the outside, so these walls can serve us well. Now, what else is there? Well, defense version 2. As you can see, I've removed a bunch of these laser turrets so they can become a bit more affordable in the beginning of the game, but later on you can simply replace them with these ones. So yeah, these two are compatible. These ones, I don't think we're going to use them because they don't have a gate unless we're like dead sure we're not going to use that area to come and go. And then wall corners, which are important and annoying at the same time. And as you can see, I've not removed any turrets from this area because I want them to have maximum security, especially the corners, which biters have a preference for. They like to attack from corners. And so, yeah, that's it. And these are tileable too. You can simply use them to create outposts if you have 4 of them. which is nice. Okay, the third topic, time to talk about power shortage. Now, our factory's power demands are growing fast, and it's clear we need a better solution. Obviously, we cannot rely on coal forever, and we're still far away from transitioning to solar or nuclear power. So what could be the solution? Well, the answer is very clear: solid fuel. It's an efficient fuel, and we can easily produce it from the excess petroleum gas and light oil that we are currently gathering in our chemical refinery. Now, how do we do that? Here is how I set it up. So, I have designed a chemical plant blueprint that converts both petroleum gas and light oil into solid fuel. To keep the production balanced and avoid bottlenecks, I am splitting the workload between those two. So some chemical plants handle petroleum gas while others handle light oil. This way, if one of the resources runs out, which they usually do, the other one can keep up the production. And we make sure that we are not running out of power, because that is ugly. Once the solid fuel is ready, I simply duplicated my existing coal power setup, because why not? They essentially work the same way. The only difference is that this time it burns solid fuel, which is a much superior fuel. I added 2 more power plants, bringing the total number to 4. I also went ahead and connected the 2 older ones to solid fuel production because of obvious reasons. And so we also keep some coal this way, because coal is important. We have no way to bring in more coal from remote patches yet, so we should stick to what we have. With these 2 new power plants coming online, now we are producing an additional 36 megawatts of power for a total of 72 megawatts, and that is amazing. It effectively solves our power shortage, for now at least. And of course, more power means more pollution, which we'll have to address somehow with proper defenses, as we've discussed with the previous blueprints. But for now, this setup gives us some breathing room, and that's all we need to focus on growing the factory without constantly worrying about running out of power. And that's the beauty of automation. It frees us up to strategize and plan for what's next. Thanks for watching. Bye.